Welcome everyone!
Hello.
We are the Grin brothers and we're continuing our playthrough of Kirby Star Allies. I was going to say Fallout 4 there for a second.
Like,
yes, you can clearly tell this is
clearly
Fallout 4. You know, maybe once it's had the anime mod that recently came out applied to it.
That sounds about right. So, slight detour. Borderlands 3, it's a video game. That's about as much credit as I'm going to give it. The voice actor for Claptrap has now been in 3 or 4.
Which this really confused me because when
Games.
Raph said Claptrap, I immediately thought of, you know,
Claptrap.
Donkey Kong, yeah.
He won't be returning in Borderlands 3 as a voice actor for Claptrap, so they're going to have to get a different voice actor. Now, this is his official tweet on the statement. No, for the first time, I insist on getting paid for my performance, and all of a sudden, they couldn't afford me. Now, I'm not telling them how to run their business, but maybe next time they should put the 12 million payment from 2K in the Gearbox bank account instead. Just saying.
Wow.
It's very,
Again, we can just add it to the reasons Randy Pitchford is a terrible human being.
Yep. Because I hate that man.
There's no on-ledge animation, by the way.
What?
There's no on-ledge animation.
Good.
I'm disappointed.
Is it really such a good... Is it really such
It was
a...
one of my favourite... It's one of those favourite things about the Sonic games you'd always do back in the day.
What? See Sonic's Fear?
I guess you could call it that.
That's what it is.
Well, I just decided to avoid it, like most life problems.
ESP is good at that. That's probably why I like it. You can run and hide.
I wonder.
Yeah, you can.
No!
ESP.
I just thought, I thought it was going to keep me travelling along.
ESP's broken in these areas because if you need to like go and get something, you can just keep dashing through the wind.
So,
I'm edgy. Come on, game.
Oh yeah, I just realised I'm terrible at ESP.
Yeah.
Should have probably grabbed an ability. I guess I can grab hammer.
Oh! I can't dodge.
So, whoop.
There we go, that's what I was trying to do.
I didn't get to finish him off myself in the cool way. Oh well.
What did you plan on doing?
I did the hammer throw thing. I mean, I hit him.
Oh.
I may have finished him off. Because
Yeah.
if it hit his
Bananas!
corn, it would have probably killed him.
And a piece of corn! For some reason.
Even in a video game, you can't escape corn, Raffy.
It does seem that way. How does rock hold onto the...
So, something I wanted to mention to you, Raffy.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Mark.
Hi, Marks.
Scumlord.
Yeah, something I did want to mention is it was something that I had considered mentioning beforehand, expressing my own viewpoint, and figured I could make a tea time out of it. But I think I've kind of discussed it previously in tea times before. The subject, I think, maybe twice now.
Okay.
And it was a matter of difficulty in video games. But this kind of came up again because of Sekiro recently.
Yeah.
And a lot of people talking about Sekiro and the concept of difficulty. And there was a tweet that'd been circulating, it had become a meme sort of thing, and I was going to bring it up, but then kind of what I was going to express ended up being mentioned by Scott Falco in his recent Sekiro video
Yeah.
he did. Once again proving that Scott Falco's an amazing guy. And they kind of raised the problem the thing that popped up. People had been mentioning about Sekiro and the concept of should there be an easy mode added into Sekiro came up.
Yeah.
And I guess on that note, do you have any thoughts on that? You know, should Sekiro have an easy mode?
I don't think it needs one. Like... The thing is, although it would seem like it's just a simple matter of, oh, you just, you know, decrease whatever. Like, they've got...
So what have you done for the easy mode? We've decreased whatever.
Like, you know, decrease the enemy damage and health and whatever. Kind of like... There's still extra work for the devs, and it kind of takes out what they'd initially envisioned for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think you need an easy mode. Like, sure, there will be people that won't be able to play the game because of it, and understandably that sucks. But, like, that's just how it goes. Not everyone can play every sports around. You know, like, there are some things that...
I do love how Kirby gets to stop then and everyone just face plants against the wall.
Like, I understand why people would want an easy mode for it, but I don't think it needs one. Like, I get that there are people with, like, physical issues and stuff like that will prevent them from being able to actually play and beat the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, that is how the game was kind of envisioned to be, and I don't expect them to go through the extra work of creating an easy mode for that purpose. I don't know.
Oh, that's convenient. Thank you, Bone.
I don't think there needs to be an easy mode.
Well,
Ultimately.
what's not... Okay, I'll better do the voice line here before... Man, that one dark art has been going places. Colour me surprised. Color me surprised.
Colon me.
I certainly didn't expect to run into your puffy self again. And here I thought you were buried along with the Jam Bastion. Well then, I'll just have to ensure that my victory is complete this time. I shall now turn this pink ball of nice into a frozen block of ice. Heh, I always wanted an ice sculpture for my trophy collection.
But you could just make
Bringer
one.
of Icy Doom, Francisca. There we go. Hold on. I'm a little confused here. Ice Ball. Okay, down and beat whilst dashing. Okay. Oh, Jumbrella!
Oh. I thought it was called the Friend Umbrella.
Well, I guess that works too. I was going to freeze her and plug up her thing, but okay. Oh, yep, she swings across. Sorry, there was the other one who does the constantly going up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, the problem with the difficulty thing, that I can't... Like, people have been saying that they shouldn't change the difficulty because, it'd get in the way of the creator's original intention sort of thing. But I feel I can't properly, agree with that.
Yeah.
On the basis that I've been demanding a harder difficulty in the Pokemon games for a long while.
That is true.
And the basis why Game Freak probably won't do that is they see it as a game for kids.
Well, actually, the reason that they won't do it is because they did it in black and white and they implemented it really poorly, and they've written it off as a failure because of that.
Yeah, but no one criticised it, as in because they didn't know it existed.
Well, people did criticise it for that fact. We criticised
How can you criticise something if you don't know it's there?
We criticised it for the same thing.
Yeah, we were one of the few people who knew it was there. You look into reviews, you don't really see it get brought up, do you?
Yeah, it's because you have to beat the game to get it. When people found it, they criticised it because it should have been a feature from the get-go.
Yeah, but my point is that I'm constantly asking for a greater difficulty because I want to have the extra challenge in Pokemon. But effectively, the Pokemon series don't see me as the audience anyway.
No, we're not.
Because, you know, they kind of see anyone who's 10, they kind of expect people to kind of stop playing after a while.
You'd think, but that's also been the audience for a long time. Like, Sekiro is a Souls game.
All the Souls game gets played by casual people who constantly make the same complaint every time. You'd think they'd introduce an easy difficulty, though.
Like, it gets traded in by them. They buy it, they play it for a week,
they still have bought
and they get rid of it.
Yeah, but they've still bought it, and that's really, when it comes to, you know, where they actually can track it, that's the thing they can keep track of.
I guess, but like, as someone that works in video game retail, that's not the audience for the game. Like, I guess I can see the audience firsthand because they're, you know, buying it from me.
Yeah.
Like, there were people that bought Sekiro and traded it in saying it was too hard. Which, like, I get, but also, I'm pretty sure that's what reviews are for. But I mean, hey, people don't read reviews in this day and age, do they?
I mean, to be fair, even when you read reviews, you know, there's always a question of, really, sort of thing?
Well, yeah,
like, you know,
journalism isn't game journalism isn't exactly at the most.
Like, for instance, I hear a lot of praise for the first two 3DS Senran Kagura games. On Nintendo Life, though, they have never gotten good review scores.
Huh.
But the comment section are always complaining about how low they've always reviewed the Senran Kagura games.
Yeah,
Endgamer hated traditional Kirby. They rated the traditional Kirby games low every time.
Really?
Yeah, they never liked traditional Kirby.
Well, I guess that's
saying if you're going to play a 2D platform, you might as well go with Mario. You know, why would you be... You know, they basically recommend New Super Mario Bros. Wii over at Kirby Adventure Land.
Well, I guess that's where you... Donkey's video of game journalism becomes relevant. In that... like... With individuals are generally better for reviews and stuff because you get to learn what kind of games they like. And so, you know it's likely that if it's not a genre they like, the review is going to be skewed.
Yeah.
As Donkey pointed out, you don't necessarily go to Donkey for a review about a JRPG because he hates
and yet he
them.
constantly covers Knack! The greatest JRPG!
But he said, I like Persona. Like, I don't like JRPGs, I don't like anime games. I like Persona 5. Which is a JRPG anime game. So clearly it's done something right.
Oh, or something wrong.
Well, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really a good added difficulty.
It's a matter that you kind of have to learn the journalists and the general opinions and stuff. I don't know, like, as someone... I guess I have a different viewpoint because I work in that... in the industry of games.
Yeah.
And from my experience, yes, kids do buy Pokemon, but surprisingly not that many.
Yeah.
I think I've sold more, like... Wow, that lagged a bit. I've sold, like, more copies of COD and stuff towards the younger age groups than I have Pokemon. Which is kind of sad.
There we go.
I think the real issue is we need fire.
Do we?
Yeah, how else are we supposed to light a fuse?
Ah, well that's kind of annoying because they only gave you the ice power.
Fire's outside, I believe.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there should be a fire built around somewhere. There.
Yeah. There we go.
I think.
Give up your hope and dreams. You have no will of your own. Give us your hair.
Ambitions, hopes, they're all dead because I.
Because now you love me. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Like yeah, as someone who works in the industry, I
can see firsthand.
kind of see what I mean. Of course, only work in one place. It's not going to dictate the general audience and stuff. But like, a lot of people that come in and buy the Pokemon games will be adults. I don't tend to see kids getting them that much anymore. Kids are too busy playing Fortnite. Souls. Rest in peace.
I mean, I guess you'd say in another case, you'd think Call of Duty would introduce a child-friendly mode, given how many kids play Call of Duty.
You'd think, but I think also, I don't know, like, I guess kids play the Call of Duty games.
Because they're not child-friendly?
Yeah. Like, the whole point of a Souls game is its difficulty. If you take away the difficulty of a Souls game, what is it? Which
I feel is kind of weak for what it is then.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
If all of it's got to go for its difficulty. But no.
Like, it's got some cool lore and stuff, which you Google, because it doesn't explain it in-game.
But the thing is, the difficulty thing wasn't actually the entire thing I wanted to talk about. It was actually something else that I wanted to talk about in regards to it.
Yeah.
Someone, I guess it was from one of those, well, a journalist, we'll say, who's definitely a journalist, mentioned that they had cheated to complete Sekiro.
Fair.
And they felt completely happy doing so.
Oh, is this...
This led to the tweet of, "You have cheated the game, you have not earned anything."
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And people were often agreeing with this person. I was one of the few people who disagreed with the person's statement. Not disagreeing entirely with the achievement thing, because it is true, technically you don't achieve if you do cheat, but in saying that he didn't get anything out of it, sort of thing. And this view kind of gets expressed by Scott Falcon in his video on Sekiro, when he mentions that, you know, just enjoying the game, you know, regardless of, I think he does actually mention directly the line of cheating, sort of thing. You know, ultimately having fun with the game, though, regardless of how you do. I mean, after all, it's a single-player game, so, you know,
it doesn't affect
anyone else. But if you cheat, but you have fun with the game, then you technically haven't done wrong. Because you did what you're supposed to do with a game.
Have fun.
Have fun. That's kind of where I feel so a lot of people in agreeing with the person who made that statement kind of lost their way with it. In that, sure, yeah, cheating, you don't get that sense of accomplishment. It does feel like a lesser sort of victory. But if the person's had fun, then there's nothing really wrong with it.
The person had fun
in a single-player game, obviously.
In a single-player game. Like, in a single-player game, do whatever the hell you want. Multiplayer games is entirely different. My whole thing with multiplayers is I'd much rather a game be a challenge than just a curb stomp. I don't find entertainment in playing against someone else and just destroying them, because what's the point? If I wanted to do that...
someone else, because I'm about to say we're playing Kirby at the moment. A multiplayer game where we are curb stomping our way through with 121 lives.
Well,
That's kind of why I wanted to bring up Sekiro, an 18-rated game, in the middle of our Kirby playthrough, because it is the exact opposite thing. It's like what this game in particular got criticised for not being difficult enough.
Yeah.
Despite how its main
audience
is
Then you enter the true arena and you remember what suffering is.
Despite how its main audience is children, and it does have difficulty, but it's just not part of the main campaign.
Yeah.
So, on the Sekiro subject, I thought one way they could attempt a difficulty thing, or maybe, you know, might be easier ways to... Because the way I've seen Souls games, they tend to throw you in.
Yeah,
right? Any form of tutorial.
No.
Again, even the lore, they don't actually explain to you.
Yeah, to be honest, that's my biggest problem, is there isn't really... When you boil it down, Bloodborne's the only one that really explores its lore. I guess the others kind of... They kind of do, but they don't. Like, it's weird. The lore is done in, like, a subtle way, but, like, there's a difference between being subtle about your lore and just kind of not answering anything.
So, you know, one way without changing the overall difficulty would be adding some tutorial options for people.
Yeah.
You know, some clearer examples of how they're supposed to play. Or, you know, again, like I said with Kirby, Kirby Triple Deluxe had the best opening level ever invented. Because you could basically learn everything through gameplay design alone. I don't feel that same way from looking at a Souls thing. I mean, heck, the first opening sort of fight you usually do, you die.
Yeah.
Like in Bloodborne, the first opening fight, you have that giant wolf thing where you're expected to just die.
Yeah.
But another thing, maybe they could do it old school. have like an opening chapter that's easy, but if you're doing the easy mode, you can't get past further than that chapter. You know, like how Golden Axe, you couldn't you couldn't go do the final level and final boss if you were playing on the easy mode. Or Streets of Rage, you know, the same sort of thing. You know, wherein you had only did a few levels on the easy difficulty.
Yeah. I think,
and I feel that sort of way would not take away ironically, the soul of the Soul series is.
I think if they have time to do it, there's not really any harm. But I feel like there should be some sort of, as you said, like, you can't fight hidden bosses or the final boss if you're playing on easy mode. Because, like, of course, the whole point of the Souls is difficulty. Which is probably why I've never liked them. I like the lore behind them, but there's not really anything to the game.
And, you know, I've often seen people complain, though, when, say, okay, again, not usually the best but, you know, a journalist will have overly difficult, or lack of an easy option as a criticism, you know, a negative mark against the game. Yeah, and people criticise that as being a criticism, but honestly, I see that if a game doesn't have a way where you can easily understand it, you know, if a game doesn't explain things clearly.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are, of course, huge differences, like Cuphead explained things clearly. The journalist who played that was a complete idiot who couldn't read, apparently. Yeah. You know. But if a game feels too difficult, you know, uninviting from the beginning, that is a problem with the game. Not a problem for a typical audience, but a typical audience won't care how the game is reviewed. They're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the established audience will. You know, a review is more so for the uninitiated, as it were.
I think it ultimately makes more sense to have easy mode as an option than hard mode as an option. A game, like, then again, I like things being somewhat challenging. I think the default of the game should be made somewhat challenging, and then there should be an accessibility option, like how games have an easy mode set as story difficulty.
Journalist mode.
Yeah, well, not quite journalist mode. Someone did make a Skyrim mod where it plays it itself. You just sit and watch. The game gives your character an AI and it plays the game.
Wow.
So, there's that. Which actually sounds like it'd be kind of funny to do a recording of. Just sit and watch a character play the game for me. And, like, I don't know, make banter, see what happens.
Try to make it come across as if you're still playing.
It'd be like a movie.
Yeah, I totally meant to do that.
Like...
Oh, wow. No! Todd's done it. Skyrim the movie. He just made it himself. Yeah.
That actually brings up something I can talk about, but we should probably
Skyrim the movie, you actually have to watch an entire playthrough of Skyrim. There's no, like, new actors or anything. It's just an AI doing a let's play of Skyrim.
It's Todd playing Skyrim. To be fair, I'd watch that.
A whole 5 hour, sort of 9 hour movie.
Of Todd just playing Skyrim. Yeah, I'd watch that. Only if it has in the corner Todd's face. It's got to have a live face cam. But anyway,
yeah. Cheerio!